So, folks, we have to talk about the fact that Donald Trump is having one of the biggest crash outs I've ever seen him have. And it is, I gotta say, I haven't seen anything like this ever. Like, his mind is gone. Like, we're talking like a next level meltdown. Where like, he's going on Truth Social. This is 2 hours ago, right? And he's now being like, look, a screenshot of Elon Musk on Twitter saying how great Donald Trump is. And it's just the screenshot with nothing else attached to it because he's just full on coping, right? But you keep going down here. As Summers sought clandestine relationship with woman he called a mentee, Epstein was his wingman. It's like, I think he's genuine. I think in his mind, he genuinely believes that focusing on Larry Summers is somehow going to distract people from him blocking the release of the Epstein files for so long. You know, like this is no. I have to be honest. As a voice of the millennial generation, we don't give a shit about Larry Summers. In fact, yes, please make him go away. He could never exist again in the public eye. That would be good. He shouldn't be around college kids. But let's just keep on going. Because 14 hours ago, this is the crash out, right? Because he tried to come back and just be like, oh yeah, nothing's wrong. But earlier today, he woke up and chose violence, right? So you have, oh my God, it's so much. It's so much. So earlier today, right? He wakes up and he sees this post from the Washington Examiner. Democratic veterans in Congress urge service members to refuse unspecified, unlawful orders. Now, if you're like me, you're like, oh, wait a minute. I did see that social media video, like, being passed around, but I didn't think anything of it because it was a bunch of pretty centrist folks just saying, hey, if you're in the military, who's Larry Summers? Larry Summers is a former president of Harvard. But I do want to say it's very, very funny, right? Let me pull it up here.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
So, like, I saw this and I was like, all right, this is good. You know, like, this is good messaging. You want to create a secondary permission structure that gets broadcast out to members of the military to remind them that, in fact, yes, you have the right to refuse illegal orders. Right? And so I saw this and I was like, that's good. But, like, didn't really think anything of it beyond, like, there's some obvious immediate utility in the fact that Donald Trump has killed over 60 people in the Caribbean who are on just happened to be on boats, and the administration is saying it's totally fine because, trust us, bro, we're not going to show you any evidence, but they're totally all terrorists who deserve to be killed without any kind of trial. And by the way, we captured some of them, and even though they were so dangerous, we needed to summarily execute them. We just sent them back to their country of origin. Okay. What this is kind of like telling us is that people in the military are being asked to carry out illegal orders. And so this is good, right? However, Donald Trump got really angry seeing this. So let's just take a look. It's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set. President DJT. Big mad, right? Big mad. This crash out continued for another 2 hours. And I'm not kidding. He just started truthing. Why aren't they under arrest for sedition? Thrown out of their offices. Enough is enough. And, well, okay, but just as a reminder, they're merely reminding members of the military that there is no legal reason that they should follow an illegal order. If they are given an illegal order, it is in fact incumbent upon them to refuse said order. Here he is again. It's called a seditious conspiracy, and every one of them should be frog-marched out of their homes at 3 a.m. with Fox News cameras filming the whole thing. God, you know what's crazy, right? Do you guys remember, like, the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago because Donald Trump was keeping nuclear secrets unlocked in his bathrooms there? You all remember that? You all remember how it was done with unarmed agents during broad daylight? And, like, Donald Trump wasn't there to be, like, embarrassed by it? And all of these same people had just a colossal crash out about it? But now that now they're like, wait a minute, reminding people of their legal rights in the United States of America? They should be attacked at 3 a.m. and marched out while camera crews film. Like, it is genuinely insane how normalized this kind of reaction is, right? I don't know. It continues, right? I think they should be charged with sedition. Also, save those tapes and run them when the next Demakami is in office. Like, it's just all vindictive, like, oh, you look at them. They dinged us. We gotta ding them back. It's childish. Domestic terrorist Democrats always causing chaos and destruction, destroying people's lives. Again, gotta remind you guys that these members of Congress are reminding members of the military of their moral imperative and duty to not summarily murder civilians. And in response to that, Donald Trump is retruthing folks who are like Democrats by reminding military members not to commit atrocities against civilians. That's ruining people's lives? By not massacring civilians, Democrats are ruining people's lives. Like, that's the argument they're putting forward. Yeah, no, exactly, Jazz Dog. Please don't break the law. Becomes the West is being annihilated. Like, it's genuinely insane nonsense, right? Donald Trump just keeps retruthing. Anything these traitors disagree with is what they consider an illegal order. They are all a disgrace to their uniforms. Thanks, Earl 34. Just has a picture of Joe Biden with a diaper wrapped around his face. It's yeah, clearly someone who honors the offices and uniforms of the United States of America. All right. But we also have someone who can't spell And they can be brought to justice under the UCMJ, get busted down or dishonorably discharged and lose their career and benefits. Step right into that shit. That's the ticket. Hey, come on, dude. If they don't follow orders, they should be fired. The key word there that all of these people are missing is illegal orders. Like, I'm sorry, but remember how when, like, various Nazi officials made the argument, we're just following orders as an excuse for, like, I don't know, doing a Holocaust? Well, the reason we in the United States have a policy of allowing troops to refuse illegal orders is so that they can't just retroactively say, oh, we were just following orders, though. It is, in fact, incumbent upon soldiers to reckon with the legal realities of what they're doing. Next one.
The Dems are getting closer and closer to being on their way out.
Enigma 48. And then we get the smartest of the bunch here, who wrote 3 whole paragraphs. Sorry. Those Democrat veterans took the same oath I did to defend this country from domestic enemies. It's a lifetime commitment. What should they do? What should the American people do when the domestic enemy is them? Al-Qaeda is a foreign enemy who declared war on this nation on 9/11/2001. They've never sued for peace. So when Obama was giving aid to Al-Qaeda Libyan rebels in Benghazi, and the veteran Democrat Congress members were part of that cover-up, it's no wonder they are now asking members of our military to commit treason on their behalf. And it's like, oh God. Oh God. Like, Donald Trump is just uncritically retruthing all of these people. And I need to remind you guys, there were 14 investigations into Benghazi. 14. Republicans led a crazy number of investigations into Benghazi. And it's, again, I have to remind you, all of these people are making arguments that, like, yes, it's treasonous to remind soldiers not to break the law. It's genuinely crazy. Traitors! And then we get to, obviously, one that I think is pretty important here. From user P78. Oh, corporate security manager of a Fortune 25 company. Hang them, George Washington Wood. Retruthed, by the President of the United States. No. Folks are saying this is an Iron Cross. It's not an Iron Cross, guys. It's a Crusader cross. You know, because this is one of those guys who's really, really into the idea of invading the Middle East to kill Muslims. That's what these people are into. So, you know, also, I just want to really focus home on this. The President of the United States is amplifying calls to murder members of Congress. He should not remain in power for a single hour, let alone a single day, after calling for the murder of members of Congress. Veteran here, best way to not follow the illegal orders is to maliciously follow existing orders and regulations. No, sir, I can't do that as I have not had the proper training for that action. Yeah, I mean, like, there are ways within the military to, like, do your job, but not do your job, you know? And, I don't know. What is very interesting, though, is Donald Trump here, after the last couple months calling the left the violent extremists, amplifying a call to murder members of Congress for reminding military members of their legal rights. That's crazy. That, like, we're beyond, oh, okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed. We're beyond that. We're like, oh, we need to bring Grandpa back to the dementia ward where, like, each room is clearly labeled. Okay? We're beyond that. He's
Just
gone.
got paid today. Hope to meet you at a Minneapolis DSA event soon. Do they have regularly scheduled meetings? I'm not a member yet.
Yeah, there are a number of different committees at in the Minneapolis DSA, and also like whole member meetings. Just join; you'll get access to the schedule. Also, thank you for the $10 super chat, Homer Co. And maybe prematurely, but welcome to the Twin Cities DSA. Well, Trump is crazy, but that's the thing. Like, that's what gets me, right? Like, we all know he's crazy, but I just reject out of hand the impulse to just be like, oh yeah, look at it's Donald Trump, another day in Donald Trump's America, because this isn't normal. We've all seen what Donald Trump's normal level of crazy is, and it's not this. This is actually beyond what he usually does. We are seeing like actual brain damage coming across, you know? We're like, we cannot allow it to become normal that the president and Republicans are just like totally chill with calling for the hanging of members of Congress. It's not even like stochastic terrorism exactly. Like, this is just, the president is calling for a branch of the United States government, one of the three parts of the government, to violently be attacked. Like, this is, I don't know, it's just beyond the pale. And my hope, and I know that this is like my hopes are too high, you know? I don't think that I don't think that JD Vance is going to invoke the 25th. But my hope is that Republicans fracturing on the Epstein files and breaking with Donald Trump, my hope is that indicates that there is a very real possibility that if this guy becomes further unstable, that impeachment is potentially on the table, right? Because, like, he continues. Like, that wasn't the last one. Unlawful is the key word, folks. Unlawful. Which is interesting because Donald Trump retruthed this, which I think he read it, and because he's not in his right mind, he didn't realize that potentially this lady is reminding other conservatives in the comments that, yeah, soldiers shouldn't be following unlawful orders. But Donald Trump thinks that it's referring to what the Democrats did. Like, I think he's genuinely incapable of reading and interpreting people at this point. Indict all of them. Sedition. Insurrection. Treason. This is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors! Lock them up! President DJT. Seditious behavior, punishable by death. And then then just, took a break. Took a break for like 10 hours, 9 hours. Maybe he took a nap or something and just hasn't posted any text publicly since. This is just insane. Yeah, no, thank you. Like, he's so angry he couldn't even add thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah, he's dropped the pleasantries. I'm no longer thanking you for your attention to this matter. He's a fussy baby. Well, he's literally he's regressing. He's regressing. It's why he snapped at a reporter and called her piggy. He's becoming like a child, like an angry, inconvenienced child. Someone pointed out that one of the aspects of dementia can be regressing to accumulation because of your constant stress and need for reassurance and safety. And one of the ways you can get that when your brain is in decline is by, hoarding money or resources of some kind. And it explains a lot of his behavior when it comes to accepting bribes. He straight up took like a gold bar from a country the other day. Gold bar Trump. I think it was Switzerland. Yeah. Donald Trump was gifted Swiss Rolexes by billionaires from Switzerland, along with a solid gold bar. And like Apple gave him like a gold and glass statue for him. Yeah, no, he's literally in the presidential office doing the same thing Bob Menendez like is going to jail for. It's crazy. He was probably sad when he found out it wasn't a Nazi gold bar. Probably, yeah. Calling it now, Trump's gonna drop his drawers and whip his pee-pee out to go potty. It is genuinely, I mean, like, it's just beyond the pale, right? How to lobby Trump with Swiss precision, gifts gold and gab. Yeah, Trump loves such pampering, and the word's out amongst nations and companies seeking his favor. Tributes fit for a king, especially gold, catches his eyes and his heart. The Swiss bar given to Trump during the delegation's visit on November 4th was stamped with 45 and 47 in homage to his presidential terms. It's worth a little more than $130,000. Trump accepted the gifts on behalf of his presidential library, making them legal, White House officials say. Oh, isn't that so convenient for White House officials to say? No, guys, it's not for him personally. It's just to hit the presidential library trust that he controls. So it's totally a different thing. Don't worry about it, guys. We made Jimmy Carter give up his goddamn peanut farm. Anyway, Donald Trump is not doing so hot. And I think we should all get louder about talking about impeachment. I think impeachment, as we go forward here, and Donald Trump's approval ratings continue to slip among, white men without college degrees, we're gonna see more and more Republican legislators in Congress consider turning on Trump on other issues. Yeah, the bumping accelerates. Like we are so far beyond where Joe Biden ever was. Has he not deleted these posts? No, they're still up. It's been 14 hours. I do not think Republicans are ready to impeach him yet. No, they're not. But I am saying it might be worth building up that pressure going forward, because I think it is quite possible that they will reach that point. I think, guys, Joe Biden was never so bad that he emptied out the White House to blast Phantom of the Opera show tunes. Biden was never so far gone that, he was yelling at reporters and calling them names. Biden was never so far gone that he was just openly accepting bribes and calling for Republicans to be hung. This never happened to Joe Biden. And Joe Biden should not have remained president. We are well past the territory where any sane person could say that this man should remain in office. I just don't think they'll do it. My only thing is, I didn't think that every single Republican in Congress, save one, would turn on Donald Trump on the Epstein files. But we are seeing, we are seeing some Caligula level shit, Zara and Joy, you're right. The issue is that Reagan, when he was deep into Alzheimer's, was still popular among Republicans. Donald Trump is tanking his popularity. And the only reason the Republican Party and the Republican politicians have tolerated him is because they found him a useful vehicle to project their own power. And the second he's no longer useful to them, they're going to jump ship. Also, they hid Reagan away. Yeah, they had the good sense to do that. It's true. Yeah, and Ronald Reagan did a lot of heinous shit and set our country up for the ruin we are now seeing economically. But he maintained his public-facing approval. They got him to sign their big, beautiful bill, and that's really all they needed him to do. He's done his job. and now they're all starting to look ahead to the next set of elections. So we'll see how long this coalition lasts. I think it is going to be heavy on every single elected Republican's mind about when it will be more convenient to have a President J.D. Vance versus a President Trump. And I think that those calculations are being made now daily. With that being said, if you've gotten anything out of this, remember to like, comment, subscribe. And I also want to talk about, apparently there's a new feature on YouTube videos for any video released in the last 7 days where you can click on a button to hype a video. So give that a shot. If you like this video, click on that hype button, because apparently it can help channels under 500,000 subscribers to grow quickly, and that's very, very helpful for me, obviously.
One of the biggest differences is that, unlike Trump, Reagan didn't have a social media platform. If he did have a social media platform, it would have been called Jellybean. BWA.
Oh no, Reagan is beaning again. And also check out ImogeneOlivia.com, gender euphoric lingerie that my partner has designed from the ground up for trans folks. We are specializing in trans femme lingerie, and check it out. It is very accommodating, and I can tell you with certainty, cis women have reported loving it, and cis men have also worn it and looked especially dashing. So it is unapologetically feminine lingerie, but anyone can wear it. With that being said, let's keep on going.
Riverboat deck is going to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack.